Oh my word. Months worth of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooted up trees. And then the tops off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My fences are down. Weeks worth of work. Hundreds of dollars. Look at that hole. I mean, we're gonna need like a tractor to take that out. Okay, I gotta go in. My phone's gonna blow away. Hi everyone. Sorry we haven't posted in a long time. Saturday we butchered Minty, and Sunday we had to part him out because Monday there was a storm coming. We weren't even close in the know of how strong the storm was going to be, but it was very strong. So we've been without power for 4 days now, and we should get the power back either today or tomorrow. We're crossing our fingers. Yeah. We have a generator, so we have some lights and water. No hot water, no showers or anything like that, but we're able to use the bathroom in the house, and we have all of our freezers and refrigerators plugged in and some lights. And then we have our wood stove to keep us warm. So we have we're doing all right. We're doing really well.
Yeah, we could be a lot worse. So
yes. So
we're not hurting.
Yes, so we are able to have we had some emergency paddocks set up for our animals because we did suffer some damage out on the property. So right here, you'll see a net that we've put away, actually the nets for the year, but we had to get them back out because there are Chloe and Scooter. They're sleeping right now in the yard, and they've clearly dug that up. But yeah, they're connected directly to the Energizer. So what happened was a few weeks ago, or not a few weeks ago, a week or so ago, we had 7 inches of snow on the ground. And then it warmed up and we had 2 inches of rain, and then all of that melt off. And so the ground was already really, really saturated on the onset of this storm. So all the rivers and the streams and everything were already running at full capacity when this storm hit. We don't know exactly how strong the winds were or how much total rain was. We've heard that we had somewhere between 4 and 8 inches of rain, and it's been different depending on where people live that they got rain. Closer to where we are, we're in Waldo County, which was declared a disaster area or state of emergency or something like that. We still don't have power where everybody else, not everybody else, but a lot of people do. So their power companies are working hard. Anyway, we had the pigs in the woods closer to the house, and we had all the paddocks for the lambs and the dogs attached to the hot wire that ran directly from the Energizer up into the woods, and we figured the woods would provide the most safety, windbreaker or wind barrier from storms. Well, in this case, it didn't work out that way for us. Because the ground was so saturated and we got so much additional rain, anywhere between 4 to 8 inches of rain, plus sustained winds at high miles per hour. I don't know how much they were, and gusts that were,
I would say probably sustained winds of like 30 to 40 miles an hour, and then we had gusts,
Up
you know,
to
between
70.
60 and 70 miles an hour. I would say closer to 70 because it was physically moving me when we had the stronger gusts. Like I'd have to brace myself because it would kind of push me around a little bit. So
in the pig pasture area right out here, so I'll show you here. It doesn't look too bad right now, except we have a lot less trees. So you can see out here there's a bunch of tree damage. We had some friends, which I'll come and I'll post a link to our church so you can check them out. What a loving community we have, and they just really came out and served us really, really well. But we had 6 trees uprooted anywhere from the dog paddocks, the sheep paddocks, and in the pig paddocks. Plus 9 trees lost their tops. So I don't know if you can see that. We have trees with no tops. So we have 9 trees with no tops, 6 trees pulled up by their roots, and it destroyed our fencing and our paddocks for our pigs. So Monday the storm hit. It raged all day Monday. Tuesday we woke up to a huge mess and no power, so we couldn't really charge batteries or get out here and do some recording. But you can see just damage everywhere. That's one pig shelter that was up on top of a root that has now been pushed down into the ground. And then that pig paddock back there had been moved multiple times. Yeah, our feed barrel containers are destroyed, except
yeah, there's one up there.
There's one that's smushed way up there. I don't know that you can see it. You can see where the guys were out here, but there's a smush barrel. Anyway, disaster. I have to run all new wiring. I have to buy all new wiring. We have probably a couple $1,000s worth of repairs to do out here. But for the now, the lambs are secure, the dogs are secure. Anaya had to go into her own paddock because she figured out how to break out of the dog place, and not Finley, but Anaya did, and she respects these white fences, so we put her over here for now. Hi, Anaya. I know. And then Finley, of course, he did not try to escape, so good job, Finley. And then the lambs, of course, are fine. So we've got to build a new pig shelter, at least one, and then we have to build our farrowing stall still, and we have to get that done soon. Anyway, how we typically got to the pig stalls, we would walk this direction here, and we'll walk this way. And over here we kept the food, which got annihilated by trees. And then this path right here that is all a bunch of trees now, we would go up this path, and this is the chute that we brought down. Yeah, this is just our carnage from trees falling, and it goes all the way up. So we've got to fix that. I don't know how we're going to do it today. We're supposed to have gusts up to 40 mile an hour. There's one pig paddock. 40 mile an hour wind gusts today, so we're not wanting to necessarily work out here because it's very cold. Yeah, it's just very, very cold. Yeah, here comes the gusts of wind. I don't really like being out here because it's dangerous. But this is one of the hog panels. It was just annihilated. And there's another one. So I think we're gonna have to cut the parts that are salvageable off and then take the rest to the dump. I don't even know what you would use a tore up hog panel. I tried to run a temporary fence line across here to get this paddock here secure because that was the best shelter and the best paddock, but I have a tree up in that corner that's laying across that doesn't allow me to close that one in. And up in that corner I have too many T-posts that snapped and I can't close it in, so they would have access to that upper third paddock, which means they would get out. Hi Finley. Hi Finley. Hi. Yeah. And Lammies, hi. You curious? So I have all that fence lining to take care of. Essentially the lambs could get out, the dogs could get out. You can see the wiring is all up on the ground. The only wire I think that's truly hot is for the pigs. Which, you know, it's a miracle all the other animals are still in. I'm hoping that tomorrow I can come out here and it'll be warm enough to actually start doing some wiring. But today our goal is to get our animals feed. The lambs need some fresh hay, so we found a place that we're gonna go get some hay today. We've got to get some straw for the dogs and for the lamb shelters and for the pigs to help keep them warm, as temperatures are going to only start dropping as winter moves in. So we're not going to work out here today, but we will be doing work out here. On Monday night, I reached out to a friend of mine at our church and I just said, hey, we have a lot of trees falling down and we could just use your prayers because we don't know what the damages are going to be, but it already looks significant, more than what just Edward and I can do on our own.
In a short amount of time.
In a short amount of time to secure animals anyway. So she reached out to her husband and they reached out to their friends, and then Monday morning they showed up at our house. Or Tuesday, sorry, not Monday, but Tuesday morning they showed up at our house, and within several hours they cleared this so that we could actually get fencing put back up and care for the animals. This was all trees down, all in here. So I'll put a link to our church. They're all from our church. We haven't done anything, or we don't serve in any capacity. We didn't do anything to deserve their love and kindness. They just gave it freely and with glad hearts, and it blessed us tremendously.
Huge, huge blessing.
This would have taken us months to fix on our own, and we wouldn't have been able to do it. And there are times in our lives where we have to ask for help. And in my very passive need for help and asking for help, my friend saw through that, and with grace got a whole bunch of people together to bless us. So within a few hours they cleared that for us. And then another friend from our church helped Edward wire the generator up to the house so that we would have running water and some lights, and we were able to save all of our meat. So we just butchered Minty, so we have a whole freezer full of pork that was in the process of freezing when we lost power. And if it wasn't for all of the help from everybody, we would be in big trouble right now.
Oh yeah.
So there is that. I wanted to give you an update on the storm. We're not out of the woods yet. We still don't have power. Everything that we're doing is running off of the generator. So far, the storm has cost us around $1,000. We're probably gonna need a couple grand to fix the fencing because wire is not cheap. And get that done and with some T-posts put up. And then we have to start building a pig farrowing stall because Chloe is pregnant. So our plan was, and I'm going to switch gears a little bit from disaster to plans, is where Anaya is. You can see her there. There was, where this big root is, a pathway to get in and out of this pig paddock here. We were going to put the farrowing stall in this area here and run out a pen to go out this way, so the back of it was towards the former or used to be pig paddock. Make a short way to get her in there so that we can do easy transfer of locations. But this is where we're planning on putting the farrowing stall in. We have to start on it soon before the ground completely freezes. But before we can start that, I have to fix the fence, move Anaya over. So move Anaya over to where Finley is so that they have, they're secure in there. Because Anaya's very, very intelligent. She will figure out how to get out. Right, sweetheart? Will you figure out how to get out? Yeah? Oh, I know. I know. You're a cutie pie. Anyway, I'm sorry we didn't get all of it on this fine camera we have for our YouTube channel. Continue to pray for us because we have a lot of work that has to be done and we've had a lot of setbacks, which makes it feel extremely challenging. So today our goal is to get feed for the pigs, the chickens, and the sheep, and to get stocked up for the next round of really cold winter and weather events. Alright, so what I'm doing over here is we have a big round bale, 4x4 round bale with high quality grass to feed our lambs until they're processed. So we don't have a place to actually put it because we're not ready, but we need this. And so I just made a little platform underneath it. This is a 500 pound tote bag for grain that we don't need anymore. We put that down on the bottom. We'll roll the 4x4 round bale on top of that and then cover it with a tarp, and that's how we'll get our grass out. Here comes Edward with the truck. Now we should hopefully be able to let this down, roll it out, and push it like this. Hopefully.
I expect if it rolls, your camera might be a tad vulnerable.
Oh, we'll do it.
But that. Do you want me to get up in there and push?
I think we could.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Ta-da.
Now
like
we
that?
probably need to push it this way, and I'm stepping on the grain ball to get it going. So that
This way?
it just push it this way so we can tip it this way.
Wait. Tip it what way?
This way.
You want it on its end?
On this end, on this tarp platform I've made.
Okay.
I just need to scooch it this way. We can do it. 1, 2. Yep. That's probably good, right?
No.
More?
It's too tall. For yet.
Okay. That should be good.
Probably.
I think so.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Try to push it that way. There, you're good.
Good. Look at that. Woo! Nice. Good job, babe.
There you go.
We're on day 4. We're doing really well, considering, and I have a feeling that either by today or tomorrow we'll actually have power to the house, which will be significant because we don't want our pipes to freeze in the basement and burst. So that's something that's a little bit out of our control at the moment, but I think God will bless our efforts and your prayers and your encouraging words and your support of our family.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas and good morning from here on the homestead in Maine. We wanted to add this to our video, our storm damage video that we're getting ready to put out today. We haven't posted in over a week.
Yeah.
We had gone to a 2-day posting, or 2 times a week posting, and then we had a really big storm, which you guys have noticed, and we had some damage. And so this is Monday, which is Christmas, and we're gonna put this out today. Yesterday was Christmas Eve, which was Saturday or Sunday. Saturday we got our internet back, and Friday we got our power back. I just went backwards. Anyway, so it has been a whirlwind of busyness and craziness, and we just have so much to be grateful for. But first, we wanted to give you an update on where we're at with our animals and stuff like that, and then just kind of recap on everything that's been going on.
Yeah, so I mean, after the storm Monday, obviously we had a ton of cleanup to do, and as you guys will have seen, but we were able to get everything cleaned up. We were able to, we had a generator that we were able to use, and I was able to wire up a receptacle so we could plug the generator, straight into the panel. And that way we had lights and running water until the power came back on Friday. Since then, though, we've worked over the weekend to repair and replace all the damaged fencing and electrical fencing wire for all the animal paddocks. So all the animals are back in their respective paddocks. The dogs and the lambs, they were fine, and they were able to stay in their own paddocks throughout this time, but we did have, the pigs were able to get out, and those pigs. So we kind of, instead of trying to corral them back into their paddock where they could just get back out again, we just kind of made a little makeshift paddock in the backyard here, and figured why fight with them and trying to get them to go back where we want them to. In the meantime, we just kind of, hey, they're hanging out here, so let's throw up a net and get some electricity to it so it's hot, so they don't try to get out again. We were able to do that, and so they hung out there for a few days, and that made it nice and easy for us to kind of continue with the cleanup and repair the fencing up in the pig paddock area, which was just hit so hard with so many trees down up there. I mean, all the animals up there were just trees uprooted, fencing snapped, fencing broke.
And any carnage that could possibly happen to fencing, we experienced it over the storm.
Yeah.
What made this storm so impactful was the fact that and I think we talked about it a little bit earlier, but we had so much rain the week prior. The ground was already saturated. Then we came in, we had with this storm brought anywhere between 4 to 8 inches of rain, in addition to what was already a saturated ground with some really high winds. Still don't know how windy it got, but it was windy enough. And as far as, you know, repairs and cost of that, I mean, we have gotten everything that we need in order to repair our fencing, so we don't need any additional help or anything like that. But what has been overwhelming in this whole process, there's this struggle and this tension between, you know, being able to homestead and manage all these things yourselves, and then there's the need for community. And in our need, our community blessed us with just being here and helping us tremendously. And what's beautiful out of that is not only do they help us, but we get to actually invest in our community ourselves and stuff. So we just have been overwhelmed with blessings, and to be able to receive and then to turn around after this whirlwind week of carnage and blessings, to turn around and celebrate Christmas as a family with lights, electricity, warmth, and it's been a different Christmas season for sure, and I think that it's made it more personal.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I mean, this year we kind of went from the week leading up to Christmas. It was just all about trying to just get some sense of normalcy and trying to just clean up and get things put back in order this week. And then you kind of just, right there as the weekend came, it was like this transition of going, okay, now we can start going into Christmas. And so definitely different for sure. We have been, as Gloria said, that we have been tremendously blessed by so many of you, you know, just people in our community coming over and helping with the cleanup and all that is. And we're just amazed at how blessed we are to have the community of people that we do have. Friends, family, you know, our church family is just absolutely incredible. They have been so supportive and so just willing to they were willing to come over and jump in and just get their hands dirty and help us get things cleaned up and help us take care of, you know, the trees and everything that would have definitely taken us much more than a day to get cleaned up. So we can't express just the sheer amount of gratitude that we have for all of that help. Sometimes it can be difficult to kind of reach out and ask for help, and thankfully we have friends that said, you know what, you guys look like you might need some help, and we're gonna send some help your way.
We certainly did look like it.
Oh, absolutely.
We were standing on our hill in our backyard, and as the storm was raging, and we were soaking wet, and we were watching just damage happen over and over and over again, and there was this feeling of hopelessness. And that's just the way it is in life sometimes, where you have one crisis after another, and it's like everything is whirling out of control, and you're standing on the hillside of your life watching carnage take place, whether that's in relationships with family or your spouse or children or work or finances. I mean, life is just sometimes rages, and it gives you carnage. And there's never ever been a time in our lives where God has not met every single one of our needs. And it's silly to think that we still struggle with faith or provision that our needs will be met, but we do. We're so forgetful, and we are just mystified when God comes through yet again, which He always has. So we just want to say thank you for all the people that have prayed, from coast to coast and around the world, and also for the Starbucks gift cards from my friend, and just the words of encouragement from others, the phone calls to make sure we were okay.
Yeah.
I know my husband and I are just so blessed, and we're so grateful. Some of the things that we wanted to talk about really quick before we say goodbye and a Merry Christmas, and then we'll be back online after the new year, is reminiscing a little bit about this past year. This year in May, we launched our YouTube channel, the Conan Tassel Homestead, and that was a huge learning curve for us. I did not know how to edit videos, nor were we even compatible with the camera. We're not very graceful with the camera at all, and we're still learning. I mean, our fans have given us so much good advice, and I'm still trying to understand the advice, but I think we'll eventually get it. So we launched our YouTube channel.
And I was gonna say, we're right back here where we started this channel. We're filming in the same spot where we did our first video, and I think all of you can attest to just the how much we have learned and grown in producing and making videos since our first video. I think our first video, we were struggling with the camera, turning off every 5 minutes and trying to start what we were saying at the point where the camera cut off. But since then, I think we've gotten a little bit better.
A little bit.
We've been able to get a little better quality videos out, and
Quality and more natural feeling in front of
Yeah.
the camera. And there's this awkwardness. And sometimes it still feels a little bit awkward, but not nearly as what it was at the beginning.
no, not nearly at all. You get used to the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
We started out this last year. We had a garden and we raised meat birds for the first time. We took a huge bite and decided to do 100 birds. We hadn't even done one bird. We decided to start with 100. Why not go big or go home?
Yeah.
So one thing that we learned is taking bites that we can chew without overwhelming ourselves. 100 birds for our first time out of the gate was overwhelming, only because we did 2 batches of 50, which meant we had to butcher 50 birds just ourselves, and it was very exhausting. We thought, oh, we've seen other people do it on YouTube. It should be fairly quick. It was not quick. It was a very, very long day, and so we're like, okay, well, next time. And then we had another 50 birds to do, so we really took some big bites. So then we decided to break it up into 4 batches, which turned out really well. So and that we can handle in a few hours and do really well and manage cleanup really well and make it nice. So we did that this last year. So that was 2022. And we did a garden and meat birds, I think.
Egg layers.
Oh yes, and egg layers. Yes, we got our chickens. This year we started out doing 4 batches or 3 batches of 30 birds.
Yeah, 3 batches.
3 batches of 30 birds, as far as of meat birds. Then we also did some ducks and we did some turkeys. In addition to that, we got 3 pigs. We got a feeder pig, which he is now in freezer camp. We haven't posted that video. I don't know that we can post it, but we have some goals for this next year that maybe you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
And we got Chloe and Scooter, who are our boar and sow. In addition, we also got 2 livestock guardian dogs and then 2 lambs. So we exploded as far as an animal.
It escalated quickly.
They say chickens is the gateway to homesteading. Gateway animal. I think that's true. Very true.
I think we busted through that gateway.
Did we?
Yeah. There's a lot more animals on the farm, and it's been really, and that's the thing is, all of these animals came to us in different forms and fashions, but they were all orchestrated by God, and it was really incredible just to watch Him provide because we weren't even planning on getting dogs, and
We were planning on it, but not for maybe a year or two.
right.
And I was in Arizona speaking at a conference and with some women on dreaming, and maybe I'll introduce that whole really cool ministry if you ever want to donate or be a part of. It's phenomenal. But I was speaking at this conference and I was talking with some ladies about how I need a livestock guardian dog because we had some egg layer losses, and so they prayed for me that I would get some livestock guardian dogs. And then right after that I got text here in Maine. So I was in Arizona and I got some text in Maine saying, hey, these two livestock guardian dogs pups are available. Do you want them? And all of a sudden people started giving towards the ability to get those dogs. And I came home from Arizona on the way home from the airport, and we stopped and we picked up 2 livestock guardian dogs. So it wasn't necessarily our plan to get them then, but God provided them then. And it wasn't our plan to get sheep or lambs, but God provided them then. And stuff. So there's been a lot of us this year learning to move within the blessings that God has given us. And there's been valuable things that we've learned about ourselves and homesteading during the process of those animals.
Yeah, I think this year has shown us that sometimes the plans that we have put in motion or the things that we're working towards or striving towards or trying to get accomplished or in place, sometimes the Lord just has a different plan and He provides something that we weren't expecting or wasn't necessarily on our radar at that particular point. And so we've had to really kind of stop and step back and really take a look as to, where's the Lord moving right now? What is He providing right now? And so that we can move within that. Because we find that if we move within that, things go so much better. And that has been I think one of the biggest things we've learned this year is yes, we have a lot of goals and we have a lot of dreams, and we're always trying to work towards those, but sometimes it is okay to kind of take your time a little bit and slow down and let the Lord provide and show us and kind of lead us through that. And so for us, this year has been, I think, just about learning to be patient, but also learning to operate within that blessing. And it's not always easy, especially when we have an agenda and we have our own plans and we have our own thoughts on what needs to be done or what should be done or what has to be done. And we found that sometimes it's not as big of a deal as we have made it out to be. Or we overcomplicate it.
I am the overcomplicator.
But we're learning how to do this. I think if we pile too much stuff on and we get too many things going on, we notice that we don't want to take all the joy and fun out of it because we've buried ourselves under an impossible amount of work or impossible amount of tasks or things that need to get done. And this year, I think, we kind of went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be, an easier year than the year before. And I think this year has provided even more challenges for us this year. And we've had more animals, more building projects. As you guys have seen, it's just, there was a lot more, and we still didn't even get in everything that we wanted to get done. And we've had to do we're going to have to do some extra things like build a pig farrowing stall for our
which we were
sow.
planning on doing this last week, but with the storm and everything,
Again,
we were thrown out of time. Our time is precious, and it's just not feasible to do everything, especially that. So we wanted to kind of do a recap on the blessings of the animals and stuff. We were able to bless Home Depot employees with some turkeys this year for Thanksgiving that we raised on our farm. And then we're able to bless a family with the help of our church for Christmas that might need just a little bit of extra cheer. And so that was able to take place in the midst of all this disastrous drama as far as weather goes on our farm. And so it's like the Lord's blessings have not ceased, and they have not slowed down in the midst of our trials, which is very encouraging to me. That though I may be struggling, or Edward might be struggling, or a farm might be struggling, it doesn't mean that everything in which God is using us to do to bless others has to even cease or stop, because He is Lord over all of that. So I know I feel really encouraged about this last year, though we faced unbelievable challenges. We also got to participate in adding value to people's lives, which is one of our reasons why we want to do all of this anyway.
Yeah, and I think for us, just being able to share this journey with you guys, and for you guys to just really follow along so enthusiastically, and to help us really get this started, we can't say thank you enough. I mean, you guys have been incredible. You guys have, followed along through all of it. And you've got to kind of see us go about our lives and go about this dream throughout this past year. Certainly, different highs and lows, but, really looking back on this, it has been so much fun. There has been way more positive than any kind of negative, and I think even in the negatives, there's been lessons to be learned and had, and experience that we have gained in just doing this. Would have never thought that this is what we would be doing with our lives, but here we are, and I think we're both just so grateful for it.
We are. Anyway, we do want to say that we're going to post. We're not going to post again until the new year. When we do post, we're probably going to have a sit-down chat, talk about our plans moving forward for 2024, and where we're at with stuff, upcoming news about a website and that kind of stuff. So we want to make sure that you guys get the beginning of the journey with us through 2024 and see how it plays out through 2024. We're at 290 some subscribers, which we really, really appreciate all of you guys and your kind words and your super awesome support. We do need significantly more than that in order for us to start bringing in to support what we're doing, so we can do more things on our farm. However, this is a great start. Like I said, we just started this in May, and I think that's good. I don't know. It seems like it could be. Anyway, I'm just shocked that even 290 some people want to watch our YouTube channel. So anyway, we just want to say Merry Christmas and God bless you all. And we hope that you are filled with joy today in celebrating the most amazing person's birthday, and that's Jesus Christ. Anyway, God bless. Have
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.